robot attacked a Tesla engineer during a brutal malfunction. The shocking incident took place at Tesla's Texas factory.
Something strange is happening at the Tesla bot factory. Robots are rolling off the line, but some aren't working the way they should. Reports say some Cybercabs drove without control, missing turns and stopping at the wrong places. Could Tesla's groundbreaking technology be in trouble? Tune in as we dive into the twists behind these surprising tech failures. Zero hands, full speed. Elon Musk recently introduced a big step forward in transportation technology, a fleet of self-driving cars called the Cybercab. These cars drove around without anyone inside, showing off the latest advancements. It was quite a sight to see, with 20 Cybercabs moving smoothly on the roads, all without a driver. The main event showcased 50 completely autonomous vehicles, which included both the Cybercab and Tesla's Model Y. None of these cars needed human input to operate. What happened next made everyone doubt if this technology was truly ready. These new cars are built without the usual driving tools like steering wheels or pedals.
No steering wheels, no pedals. This is so nice. You can just stretch out your feet.
This shows just how much the technology has progressed and how close we are to fully automated transportation. Riding in one of these cars is a new and exciting experience. It gives us a look at what travel might be like in the future, a time when vehicles do all the work for us. The economic impact of these driverless cars could be huge. Musk explained that using these autonomous vehicles could save a lot of money compared to today's public transport systems. For example, he noted that running a city bus costs about $1 per mile. But with the Cybercab, this cost could go down to just 20 cents per mile. Even with taxes and other expenses, the total cost might only be around 30 to 40 cents per mile. This could make it an affordable choice, similar to having your own personal public transport service. This might make you wonder, will these cars be too expensive for most people? Musk addressed this by saying that these vehicles would likely be sold for less than $30,000. This price would make them affordable for many people.
Yes, and you will be able to buy one. We expect the cost to be below $30,000.
He also mentioned plans to start using fully autonomous versions of the Model 3 and Model Y in Texas and California as early as next year. The goal is to begin producing the Cybercab by the year 2026. In addition to the Cybercab, Musk unveiled another vehicle called the Robovan. This is a larger vehicle that can carry up to 20 passengers or transport goods around cities. It's designed for moving many people or items at once, and it could make travel even cheaper, potentially lowering the cost to just 5 to 10 cents per mile. This could be a game changer for both people and businesses in cities. Another impressive technology Musk highlighted was the inductive charging feature for the Cybercab. This means the cars can charge without being plugged in, making it even easier to use electric vehicles. By removing the need for cables, the whole process becomes more convenient and efficient. It's another step toward making electric cars an everyday part of life. But Musk's presentation wasn't just about cars. He also spoke about how the technology used for Tesla's self-driving cars is being applied to robotics. This led to a discussion about the Optimus robot, a humanoid robot that Tesla is developing to perform various tasks. Musk shared updates on its progress and talked about its potential as a helpful, affordable robot that people could use in their daily lives. Imagine a future where owning a robot is as common as owning a car. Musk suggested that one day, this could become a reality. Now you might be thinking, what could a robot like this really do? Well, Musk explained that these robots could help with all sorts of activities, from doing household chores to assisting people with personal tasks. The idea is for them to become versatile helpers that fit into our everyday routines, making life easier and more convenient. It's an exciting vision of the future, one where technology supports us in more ways than ever before. As Musk wrapped up his presentation, he painted a picture of a future where both autonomous vehicles and advanced robotics work together to make life better. The developments shown at the event are not just about transportation. They represent a bigger shift towards a more technology-driven world. It's clear that Musk sees a future where these innovations help reduce costs, improve efficiency, and expand the ways we move and interact with machines. Imagine this for a moment. A world where getting a ride is as easy as summoning an autonomous cybercab with your phone, or where robots assist you with daily chores. It's not as far off as it seems. This big shift towards automation shows that technology is becoming a larger part of our everyday lives. The goal is to create a world where machines make things easier, faster, and cheaper. Musk's vision is all about using technology to improve our experiences and reduce the amount of effort needed for common tasks. With driverless cars and multi-purpose robots, the future may look very different from today. For now, the idea of owning a self-driving car or a humanoid robot might still seem futuristic, but the steps Tesla and Musk are taking show that these innovations are becoming more realistic and achievable. The more these technologies develop, the more accessible they become for everyday people. Think about it this way: technology that once seemed like science fiction, like fully autonomous cars and helpful robots, is slowly becoming part of our reality. As these advances grow, they could transform how we live, work, and travel. The potential benefits extend beyond just convenience and lower costs. With autonomous vehicles, we could also see improvements in safety. Musk has often talked about how removing human error from driving could drastically reduce the number of road accidents. If these vehicles become widely used, it could make our roads much safer. Meanwhile, robots like Optimus could change the way we manage our time at home and work. From helping with chores to assisting with tasks in offices, they could free up time for people to focus on more important or enjoyable activities. This kind of shift could redefine what work and daily life look like. With Tesla's new tech on display, let's see what Marques Brownlee thought about the event and its surprising moments. The mysterious world of Tesla's futuristic tech. Just a few days ago, Marques Brownlee, the well-known tech YouTuber, attended the Tesla Robotaxi unveiling event. He's been to quite a few tech events over the years, but he found this one to be one of the strangest he's ever experienced. If you've been following his videos, you might have seen some clips already.
The Tesla Robotaxi unveiling event. It might be the weirdest tech event I've ever been to.
Marques got a first-hand look at the self-driving Robotaxi, explored the odd-looking Robovan, and even had a conversation with Tesla's Optimus robot. By the time he left, he felt a mix of excitement and confusion. It was one of those events that left him both intrigued and full of questions. The big moment everyone was waiting for at the event was the full reveal of Tesla's self-driving Robotaxi.
As you can see, I just arrived in the Robotaxi, the Cybercab. There's no people in them, as you can see. The car's just going by with no people.
This vehicle immediately caught everyone's attention. It looked like a smaller version of the Cybertruck. It had similar light bars on the front and back, and didn't have a rear window, which made it stand out as a futuristic take on what a taxi could be. The car was a two-door, two-seater model, which made Marques wonder what riding in a fully autonomous taxi would feel like. It didn't look anything like a regular car such as a Model 3 or even other self-driving vehicles like Waymo's. It had a totally unique design. Tesla painted the car in a light gold color, and they didn't share any details about the materials they used.
It's light gold. Every single one is this like silvery gold color, although there was never any mention of actual materials.
The car was compact, and there were no door handles or mirrors on the outside. Inside, there was no steering wheel or pedals. Instead, the seats were set up like a lounge, positioned right in the center. The dashboard featured a huge 21-inch touchscreen, and the doors opened upwards. Tesla's signature fancy design choice, even though the Model X doors have had their issues. The wheels looked like massive golden discs, but it turned out they were regular 21-inch tires, with gold-painted sidewalls to create the illusion of giant wheels. Marques found the car's design interesting, but wasn't sure how practical it would be in terms of actual production. After waiting for a while, he finally got to take a ride in it. The doors shut automatically after he buckled up.
For a bit, I got to ride in this thing. I got in, the screen told me to buckle my seatbelt, the door automatically closed.
And when he selected his destination on the screen, the car started moving. Marques has been in self-driving Teslas before, but this time felt a little different, maybe even a bit unsettling, because there was no steering wheel in front of him and a crowd of people standing around the car. The interior felt very low to the ground, similar to a Model 3, but with more legroom due to the seats being pushed back. The car had fewer physical controls than any other vehicle Marques had been in. There were just some window switches near the cup holders, no door latches. Everything was controlled by the touchscreen, which even allowed for movie playback while the car drove itself. This raises a real concern. How safe would people feel in a car with almost no physical controls? It's a fair question, and Marques couldn't help but wonder the same thing. Without any manual controls, what happens in an emergency?
Let's say I see an accident coming, or there's something happening on the road in front of me and the car isn't reacting in time. Is there a manual override?
Tesla didn't offer much information about the car's specs at the event. They only mentioned that it would be fully autonomous, priced under $30,000, and charged using wireless technology. This wireless charging is a new and interesting idea, but it's not commonly seen in vehicles with large batteries like this. Without more technical details, the whole presentation felt more like they were showing off a concept car rather than something they would produce soon. Marquez also had a chance to speak with some Tesla engineers during the event. He asked about the lack of manual controls and how the car would handle unexpected situations on the road. The engineers assured him that there would be minimal emergency controls on the screen, but the goal was for passengers never to have to use them. This explanation didn't really satisfy Marquez. He couldn't help but think about all the things that could go wrong and the need for a quick reaction. The event also featured Tesla's new Robovan. This vehicle could fit about 20 people, was fully electric, and self-driving. It looked like something out of a science fiction movie, almost like a military transport, rather than a consumer vehicle. However, once again, Tesla didn't provide much detail on how or when they planned to produce this. Marquez left with some doubts about whether it was a serious product or more of a futuristic vision. The next part of the event was the Optimus Robot Showcase. Tesla reminded everyone about their expertise in AI, and the Optimus robot walked around, interacting with guests. But to Marquez, it was clear that the interactions were pre-programmed, not independent. The robot looked impressive, but it felt like someone was controlling it remotely. This made him question Tesla's claims about the robot's AI capabilities. Was it really as advanced as they said, or was it just a polished demonstration? If you're still following along, you might be asking the same question Marquez did. Can Tesla really pull off all these bold ideas, or is it just a lot of hype for now? The presentation offered a glimpse into a possible future where technology completely changes everyday travel and interactions. But without more solid information, it was hard to tell how much was real and how much was simply a spectacle. What do you think? Can Tesla bring these futuristic ideas to life? Or are we looking at a vision that's still a long way off? It would be a huge accomplishment if Tesla can make these dreams come true. But for now, it feels like there are still a lot of unknowns. The event was a mix of impressive technology and vague promises. It showcased a future that looks exciting, but also feels like it might be too far ahead of its time. If Tesla can make all these technologies work, it could completely change how people think about transportation and robotics. But right now, it feels like there's a lot of development left to do before that vision becomes a reality. Marquez found the event both thrilling and puzzling. On one hand, it was exciting to see the possibilities of what technology could bring. On the other hand, it was hard not to question how practical these ideas really are. Tesla is known for making bold claims, and if they can deliver, it will be groundbreaking. However, at this point, it's clear that there's a lot left to figure out before anything becomes widely available. After seeing Tesla's future plans, let's explore how Elon Musk became linked to Tesla's early history. Was he really there from the start? The controversial rise of Elon Musk. Elon Musk is often called a co-founder of Tesla, but the story isn't as straightforward as it might seem. This explanation looks at how Musk's role at Tesla became so big over time and how he ended up being seen as the face of the company. The story includes legal fights, business moves, and how the efforts of others before Musk sometimes get overlooked. Back in the winter of 2003, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning had an idea. They wanted to start an electric car company. They were inspired by the possibilities of electric vehicles and decided to name their company Tesla. In fact, Tarpenning was so sure about it that he went ahead and bought the domain name. By July of that same year, Tesla Motors was officially set up, with Eberhard as the CEO and Tarpenning as the CFO. They had a clear goal in mind: to change the car industry by making electric cars that people would actually want to drive. Eberhard was well prepared for this task. He had a background in both computer science and electrical engineering. Before Tesla, he had already co-founded another company that built one of the first e-readers, even before the Kindle or iPad existed. Tarpenning, who had spent time working in Saudi Arabia, also had a good connection with Eberhard. They bonded over their shared interest in the card game Magic: The Gathering. Their earlier business venture had been successful, giving them enough money to start working on Tesla. California's zero-emission vehicle, ZEV, mandate from the 1990s played a big role in why they chose to make electric cars. This rule required car makers to produce some zero-emission vehicles, which opened the door for new ideas in the electric car market. Eberhard and Tarpenning noticed that most big car companies were not that interested in going electric, and they saw this as their chance to step in and make a difference. When Tesla was starting to take shape, Eberhard and Tarpenning knew they needed help to build the car. They searched for a technical partner and eventually found Lotus. Lotus agreed to work with Tesla if the company could meet certain funding goals and technical requirements. While this was happening, Eberhard and Tarpenning kept improving the technology that would power their cars, working hard to bring their vision to life. Finding money to build Tesla was not easy. Developing new technology and making a car that people could actually buy needed a lot of money. They had to go through several rounds of funding, searching for investors who believed in their big idea, even though it was risky. This is where Elon Musk entered the picture. Musk came in as one of Tesla's early investors. During the first round of funding, he put in a large amount of money, which helped Tesla move forward. As time went on, Musk's role in the company grew. He started having a bigger say in the decisions Tesla made and the direction the company would take. However, this also led to some disagreements, especially between Musk and Eberhard. Musk had a broad and ambitious vision for Tesla. He wanted the company to go even further and take bigger risks with technology. This created tension within Tesla, as Eberhard and Musk often had different ideas about how the company should be run. Eventually, these disagreements led to a board decision, and Eberhard was pushed out of his role as CEO. But this was not the end of the story. Eberhard's departure led to legal disputes over who should be called a co-founder and who should get credit for what. During this time, Tesla faced many other challenges too. There were production delays and disagreements about the company's leadership and strategy. Despite these problems, Tesla kept pushing forward, and they eventually reached important milestones in electric car technology. The company's ability to keep going, even when things got hard, was impressive. The early days of Tesla were not just about building a company, they were about innovation and figuring out who should get credit for what in a fast-moving industry. It shows how tricky it can be to start and grow a technology company, especially when strong personalities and big investors are involved. People like Musk can have a huge impact, but their involvement can also lead to conflicts. So who really deserves the title of co-founder? Is it the people who started the company, the ones who invested in it, or the people who led it through its early struggles? The answer isn't simple. Tesla's story shows that building something new and innovative often requires a group effort, but it can also lead to disagreements about who deserves the most recognition. If we take a step back, it's clear that Tesla's beginning was full of challenges, but it was also a time of great potential. The company was exploring new territory in the electric vehicle market, and that meant facing all sorts of obstacles, from technical issues to disagreements among its leaders. Even though Tesla eventually found success, it's important to remember the hard work and ideas of the people who helped lay the groundwork before Musk became involved. Does Musk deserve the title of co-founder just because he invested early and took on a leadership role later? It's a tough question. In Silicon Valley, it's common for investors and new leaders to become the public face of a company, even if they weren't there from the start. It can sometimes blur the lines of who really built the company and who helped it grow later. If you think about it, starting a tech company is like building a team. Everyone brings something different to the table. Some bring ideas, others bring money, and some guide the company through tough times. Tesla's story is a clear example of this. It shows that while the visionaries and the investors are both important, their roles can overlap and even clash. Thanks for watching. So, what do you think? Did Musk earn his co-founder status, or did he simply take the spotlight? Leave your thoughts below, like, and subscribe for more deep dives like this.